So I feel like pick In Extremo was in 2003 up to 2011. After that, things kinda become stale and predictable. Just my opinion. Like first few albums really like cool. I personally really like Sundarana Tsugil and but with Mikhail pronunciation of this old folk songs is just not great. It's I think great example of it is Hermanoli. If you compare Garmano version to An Extremo version is it's great in terms of sound, but pronunciation, man. Garmano being a Swedish band, this is just different between night and day, and it's something that it's really bothers me now. I remember when I first listened to this stuff, I didn't mind it, but then the little research just bothered that. So uh, when we started to do more songs in their native language, Mikhail pronunciation is absolutely gorgeous, and I welcome more of a Deutsch song. And my personal favorite album from an Extrema is Sterneisen. It's almost all Deutsch. Got one folk song which I really love, but pronunciation as you expect is not great. Kind of bothers me. He kind of have a tendency just pronounce every s as like sh, z, and it just bothers me so much, you know. But like I said, kind of things kind of become stale and predictable. Konstraub, Quid Pro Quo, Compass to Zone. I enjoy all of his albums, but kind of, kind of, it's kind of like starting to feel like a generic. In Extremis started to feel like generic band. I guess not counting live performances, it's still their live performances still holds up. I recommend everybody to see them. I personally did so once. It was actually my first time seeing a band live, and it was like awesome experience. And set list also was awesome. So it brings me to finally talk about what I wanted to talk about his album Wolkenschieber. Wolkenschieber. And as a fan, I'm like super excited. I'm still a fan. I still like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed all the previous albums, even though I think In Extremo kind of losing its steam. On the other hand, on the other hand, uh, the other band that Michael is in, Universum 25, is absolutely amazing debut album. I recommend everybody check it out. It blows everything in Extrema done in the past like 10 to 12 years out of the water. Absolutely. That like it's not like a bad thing, and you know kind of what I'm getting into. This album is Wolkenschieber. Wolkenschieber. And, I talk about pronunciation, but you know, you can tell my pronunciation, both like English, Deutsch, you know, not perfect. I'm sorry for that. Um, so it's kind of very predictable album, for any Inex fans like myself. But I still enjoyed it because I'm a fan. But really, if I wasn't a fan, I would just write it off as like boring, But it has some good stuff on it. The title track, Wolkenschieber, is, you know, coupled with an amazing video, and it's just a very good production, and good start. It's quite the start of the song is quite refreshing. They actually never done that vocal part, and I'm curious who actually done it. Is it Michael or was it guest singer? I looked it up, no info on that, so I don't know. But on live shows, which I saw on YouTube, some live clips of the song recorded, uh, he doesn't perform that, that intro. So my guess is probably the guessing, but it's a great choice, and this album has a lot of guest singer, but that's kind of the problem with that is that they not almost all the guests singers, they kind of have similar range to Michael, so it's not very interesting. Previous guests was way more interesting. Heaven Shall Burn and Flash and Teufel and Quid Pro Quo. Amazing guest. Amorphous singer and Verkan Zegen. Then I forgot how the song go, but it's on Compass Zone. Amazing, amazing. I loved it as guest singer. You can think of something like, I think, kind of a little bit different range. Der Graf on Hol die Sterne in Sterneneisen, but this time it's pretty much. I mean, I very like successful people on their own. Jochen Witt, it's legend, German legend. He's like 75 years old, like probably gonna be 76. Then this video will came out. Björn Wolf is very successful, Santiano, and Henry Raubine is up and coming. Folk music. I don't know. I guess you can't. If you look numbers, it's wrong to use the word star, but he's up and coming. He's got his thing going, and overall it's a good thing. So many guests. Also, it's also as a guest musician and the track Fine Zelle, and actually best track on the album, Fine Zelle. It's just so touching the way Michael sings it, and great music video, and yeah, I would say good lyrics. Lyrics are good, very touching. It's heartfelt. I felt it very much. I mentioned Wolkenschieber is a great track, and but it's not top two. Actually, top two track is bonus track. Das Totenschiff. Absolute hammer, geil, amazing, man. It's just a guilty pleasure, man. And kinda kind of surprising to be bonus section so good. It usually, it's not like bad, but I don't don't usually feel like the bonus section and an Extremo album is better than standard tracks. But in this case, top two track, Dust on the Shift, and the other elephant in the room. They did one folk song on this record, and pronunciation, as you'd expect, pretty horrible. I tried to do a better job when singing this, and actually did more verses than Michael, but still an epic, epic. It's almost an instrumental and vocals, just pronunciation. Yeah. It's also there are also some Latin used in songs. Unser Lied and um, Terra Mater. And surprisingly, Mikhail pronunciation is pretty good on those. I checked. No, I was surprised. Overall, this album and past albums, don't really have much problem with pronunciation because most songs in Deutsch and here a little bit of Latin, you know it's pretty good pronunciation. One song with bad pronunciation, but it's like the whole album. That's like whole album. It doesn't really matter, one song with like bad pronunciation. It's like whatever, whatever. I can take it. I know most people wouldn't really have a problem with that. Just an epic song for him. I do have problem, but don't have problem when it's like one song, bad pronunciation. It's still an epic song, and I would say it's top 5. I don't remember my initial ratings, but it's certainly top 5. And we got Wolkenschieber, top 5, Feine Seele, Das Totenschiff, um, Olafur, and surprising thing that top 5 track to me is Bloodmond. I genuinely surprised by that because when I first listened to the album I didn't think much, but it's solid, 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 little. But when I think kind of lacking on this album is not quite energetic, and that brings me to the song Schwein. Schwein is really, a song that I wish a little more energetic song like that. It's like songs, if you think about Sterneneisen album of songs like Zigeuner's Cat, Sterneneisen, it's like bangers, or like Sänger Krieg from Sänger Krieg, you know, this kind of stuff. Not a lot, but in a way, it's also kind of good also because it's a little bit I say how it's not generic, but that stuff here and there just it's mixed okay. I'd say I have a little bit of problem with like some of the previous album, like Rasend Herz, the song Mein Rasend Herz. I remember like when I first heard it live, I was watching like live shows, and it was a super epic song. But you listen to the studio version, and Miha sounds so fucking boring, man. And older albums had that problem. He kind of sounds boring in the studio, but I'd say this album he sounds pretty good. Studio versions, he capture his like emotional performances, but of course he's, in my opinion, much better live performer than studio. But he sounds good there, and um, I forgot what I wanna say. He's not sounds like hoarse. I kind of got a feeling with like quote pro quo Compostazione. He kind of started to like. I mean, he's 60 years old, and God bless. But it's starting to show his age, and uh, he sound a bit lower than usual. But on this album he really sounds like he doesn't sound old, which is good thing. So this is my compliment. But in once again I said this, but I repeat it. there's things here and there just makes it an interesting record, as you know, to enjoy as a fan. But overall, not so, not so impressive overall. I named 6 tracks which I like. Outside of that, just feel for the most part like generic, but 6 great tracks. It's pretty good stuff, in there. Certainly, you can still enjoy it. And another thing I'd say, because I just finished recording covers. I mean, I sang the songs, and was super great experience singing it. And actually, while I sang it, multiple times, I kind of warmed up to the album a bit more. So overall, it was great experience, like listening, singing these songs. You know what? It's an album worth checking out, and and we're gonna be, I guess, if it's video, will be on YouTube probably after 30-year anniversary of In Extremo. But what? There's some good stuff in there. Must be. I assume I would say I probably know approximate set list, and it's not. You know. I hope maybe just general hope with this kind of things like that. Be they so far performed 7 songs from the album. I hope there'll be more in the festival 30th anniversary way. I hope be uh, they bring the guest singers on this album and perform more, possibly like bonus tracks. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think probably 5 songs gonna be performed. Don't know. 5. They performed 7 right now, but there's possibility like Johan Witt will be there when they sing with Michael. This one is but and in terms of instrumentals, since I got so much focus on vocal part, but I think mention I think more best guest uh, to me was Kelly Family, because they have a different range, and it was actually a good duo in my opinion. It stands out as the best guest track, I'd say. In terms of instrumentals, I love the riff like on their lead. It's like kind of like a heavy guitar riff. Very it's very cool, kind of like uh, what's an Extrema known for. Like you have this like old instruments, but very heavy guitar riff, but not everywhere. Kind of still feels like standard record. I think in terms of L4 already said that this is a top track on the album because of instrumentals, and kind of I don't think I can think much of like really outstanding instrumentals on this record. Kind of that's alright. It's alright. Good stuff here and there. Kind of like sound generic. I'd say that, but an Extrema discography was very great. There's many really truly nice instrumentals. So better than on this one in my opinion. But overall, I guess what would how would I rate this record? I'd say 7 out of 10, but only because I'm a fan, and I enjoy singing these songs. But if I wasn't a fan, it would be between 5 and 6. There are better records out there overall, and better and extreme records. Like for example, Sternenreisen, Sängerkrieg, Mein Rasenherz, Sieben. You know, and check out this their live well, in my opinion, their live albums are, I mean, they are the best. They're like really great live performers. So this is my opinion. Thank you for listening or not listening. Guess I record this things for myself anyway, so whatever. Have a nice day.